Welcome back to TypeScript tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss about the type aliases. Okay, so what is type aliases? There is something new. Last day we discussed about the enums, and here we will discuss about the type aliases. So type alias is the powerful tools. You can say this is the powerful tools to write cleaner and more reusable type safe code. Okay, the main purpose of learning TypeScript is to write type safe code. Okay, so a type alias allow you to create a custom name for a particular type or for a type. Okay, this is useful for simplifying complex types and improving the code readability. Okay, so let's say suppose type, and here I am providing the user id. So you have your applications, and always your applications you will use user id, and always the you specify the type aliases, and that will be used like number. Now you defined the type user id is similar to the number. Actually, number is the JavaScript, the data type, and we are defining as an aliases. Now, if I just going to declare something, suppose let id1, suppose id1, and we are defining the type as user id. That means it will be the number type. Okay, suppose here write 101. Let's say let id2, and also we are defining user id 102. So we define the user id as a number, so we can define the aliases. This is the alias type in the number. So let's say let id 3, and we are defining the user id equal to something abcd or something. So that time it will get the error because this is the string type data. So let's see the error. Type string is not assignable to the type number. Actually, we are not using the number here. Actually, we defining the user id as a number. We are setting the aliases. So actually, this called the aliases. So in your project structure, so when you set up your applications, suppose you define what will be the data type of your applications. Means for user id there will have some number, for name you will get only the string, for any city or any zip code there may have the alphanumeric. So whatever you want you can define as an alias. So every time if you create a city as a alphanumeric data type, that time when you declare any things, just use the city, and that will allow the alphanumeric data. Okay, so that it will be the very clear for the developer who can read the code when developing, and also a cleaner code, and by that type you can understand what value can be assigned. Okay, now this is actually the simple variable. Now if I just going to set aliases for an object, how we can do this? So let's say I just going to define the user type. Okay, and here I defining there will have a username. Obviously the name will need to define the type. I just define the name as a string, and suppose let's say add age, and age will be the number. Okay, so we are defining the type user in this way. Now if I want to create, or if I want to add some users, so suppose let here user 1, and user 1 type will be the user. That means we'll use the name as a string and age as a number. Okay, so in this way we can assign a value to the object. So we have a name, obviously we need to add the string value, so just add the name Somo, my name, and write age, and here is suppose 35. Okay, but here you define the string and number. That's the reason it's actually getting. If I write instead of age, suppose I write here something, then actually it will throw the error as it's not a number. Okay, so you can check the expected type comes from the property age, which is declared here on the type user. The type string is not assignable to the type number. So you can understand, means here this is the error, and where we define error means which actually we are using the user, and in the user we property define the age as a number. Okay, so where we actually define, it's clearly showing the error. So you can understand how strong the TypeScript compiler instantly, without refreshing or without um, refreshing, we can get the result, we can get the error. So in the runtime we get the error. So not the runtime, when you're developing the code, actually that time we are getting the error, so that we can write error free code. So you can understand how to add the type aliases into the normal variable, also in the object also. So let's use with the functions. So we'll use the functions parameter with the type aliases. So here I just define the type user and name string age number. So why not we can define that things into the functions. So let's remove that things, and now our type is user. So here I just going to create a function. Suppose let's say print user or display user, anything. Okay, and here I just going to write in this way user, and we are going to define the type as user. We already defined here. Okay, and we just using that things, and the function return will be the void. Okay, and here we can get access of user by this user. Okay, so simply write console dot log, and let's say just use the template literally concept. So user name is, we will get inside the dollar curly bracket user dot name, and age is same dollar user dot age. Okay, so let's call this function. So how to call? So simply write print user, and here actually we are passing the data. Let's say we are passing in this way. Means here write name, and for the name we just passing my name, suppose so, and the next parameter is age, and we'll pass age suppose 35. Okay, so let's call this. So you'll get the user name is Shomo and age is 35. So we can understand three things: how we use in the normal variable, how to use in the objects, and how to use inside the functions also. Okay, so all the things we know about the type aliases. So next time we are going to discuss about the union types. Okay, so keep watching this video, and if you have any queries about this video, please comment me in the below comment sections. Thanks for watching this video.